Hi guys, my name is Quan, and today I want to talk about the evolution of a sound that completely shifted the direction of modern R&B. Back in 2015, Bryson dropped his debut project, TRAPSOUL. At first, it wasn't a huge mainstream moment. It was more like something bubbling online, spreading through SoundCloud, YouTube, and word of mouth. But what people quickly realized was that this wasn't just another R&B album. It had this moody, atmospheric production paired with lyrics that felt deeply personal, yet still carried the attitude of hip-hop. Bryson found this balance between rapping and singing that spoke to a younger generation. It was a sound that felt new, relatable, and authentic, and that's why so many people connected with it instantly. Now, TRAPSOUL didn't come out of thin air. If you look a little earlier, you'll see that the groundwork was already being laid. Artists like Drake on Take Care were blending hip-hop drums with emotional R&B storytelling. The Weeknd with projects like House of Balloons was introducing darker tones and raw vulnerability into R&B. And Party Next Door brought a more minimal, ambient approach that felt almost experimental. But what made Bryson stand out is that he didn't just borrow from those sounds. He reshaped them into something more accessible. His music felt like the perfect soundtrack for everyday people. Relationships, heartbreak, confidence, and even the struggles of chasing success. In other words, he made a genre that felt like it belonged to the culture, not just the industry stars. When TRAPSOUL dropped, songs like Exchange and Don't quickly became culture's touchstones. Don't was everywhere, on the radio, on playlists, blasting out of people's cars late at night. These weren't just songs you listened to. These were songs you lived with. People used Bryson's lyrics as captions, as ways to express emotions they couldn't put into words themselves. As his success broke down the barrier for other artists with a similar sound, he proved there was a massive audience for this kind of music. By the time he was performing live and climbing the Billboard charts, TRAPSOUL was no longer a niche sound. It had become the central piece of R&B's new direction. After Bryson, the floodgates opened. A wave of artists took the inspiration from his sound and pushed it into different directions. Tory Lanez leaned heavily into the crossover with rap, mixing trap beats with melodic hooks. Black came through with the darker, almost emo version of TRAPSOUL. His music felt like therapy sessions set to beats. Brent Faiyaz went the other way, stripping things down to a raw and perfect style that made his storytelling feel brutally honest. Then on the R&B side, artists like Summer Walker and SZA fused TRAPSOUL with neo-soul, creating something smoother, but still grounded in modern production. What we started to see was that TRAPSOUL wasn't just a single sound anymore. It had splintered into subgenres, giving space for a wide range of artists to find their lane while still being connected to that same foundation Bryson introduced. So when we look back 10 years later, it's clear that TRAPSOUL wasn't just a moment. It was a movement. Bryson Tiller may have been the spark, but the flame spread far beyond him. The sound continues to influence today's playlists, shaping how artists mix vulnerability with confidence, how they merge R&B with hip-hop, and how they speak directly to the emotions of their fans. TRAPSOUL is proof that one project from one artist can change the sound of a whole generation. And as long as new artists keep pulling from that blueprint, the legacy of TRAPSOUL is going to keep living on.